Good evening, everyone. It's been a pleasure. It's a pleasure. First of all, let me say congratulations. I think I marked like 44 quizzes this week. So a lot of people been getting a lot of work done. That's the most quizzes I've marked in 1 week. 44 quizzes. So if you were one of those people that uh, 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 took this seriously and want to practice and get this test done, I applaud you. So one of the first questions Bridget asked, it says the following system of equations could be used to determine Jose's age, J, and Franco's age, F. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna tell you is I'm gonna give you, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to, hold on for 1 second. I apologize. That's my son, he called back to back. Let me make sure it's nothing, you know what, you know when you have kids, so I apologize, but when he called back to back, let me make sure I answer. So let's look at this first. The following system of equations could be used to determine Jose's age, J, and Franco's age, F. So first, I'm going to show you how to do this algebraically. Okay, so a system of equations, the first step you want to do is you want to get rid of one of the variables. Well, this example basically already does it for you. Why? Is because it tells you what J is. So there's several ways you can solve a system of equations. Elimination, by graphing, and substitution. This way, where they already have one of the variables isolated, J equal, F equal, was already isolated, you want to use substitution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this J in this equation and I'm going to plug it in right as J in that second equation. So instead of saying J plus F equal 18, I'm going to have 2F minus 3 plus F equal 18. You understand that step? Does everybody understand that step? Okay. So now we're going to combine like terms. So 2F and F make what? What's 2F and F? I'm sorry, say it again.
3F.
3F. So we got 3F minus 3 equal 18. Now, this is a simple two-step algebraic equation. If I want to solve for F, what do I need to get rid of first?
3.
What's the opposite of minus 3?
Add 3.
Add 3 to both sides. Once you add 3 to both sides, you bring down the 3F. The 3's cancel. You bring down the equal. 18 plus 3 is 21. Right? Now, in order to solve for F, I need to do what now?
Divide.
Divide by what?
3.
3. So I need to divide both sides by 3. I get F is equal to 7. What does F stand for? What young man does F stand for?
Franco.
Franco. Now, what did they tell you? Jose's age plus Franco's age is equal to 18. So if Franco is 7, how old is Jose?
9.
You better stop playing.
11, right?
11. So, and how do we do that? We just plug it back in. So J plus 7 equal 18. If we subtract 7 from both sides, we get J equal 11. Jose is 11. That's how you solve this algebraically.
Okay.
For the GED, I'm going to show you a second way.
Okay.
That's much easier. Watch this. So this is how you solve it algebraically. This is the way they expect you to do it. But if they give you multiple choice, use the multiple choice. Watch this. So, oops. And I'm going to show you right now. Again, this is how you do it algebraically. This is how they expect you to do it. In math class, in college, for your GED, this is the way they expect you to do it. But one advantage of the GED is they give it to you in multiple choice. So if these are Jose's ages, watch this. So if you know both of them equal 18, and this is Jose's age, right? So 7, 9, 11, and 13. These are Jose's age. So if you know both of them equal 18, how old for the first A, how old would Franco be if Jose was 7? Anybody, doesn't matter.
14.
Not 13, because 7 plus 13 is 20.
14.
No, 7 plus 14 is 21. So listen to what I said. J plus F equal 18. So if you know Jose is 7, 7 plus what number? Franco's age would give you 18.
11.
11.
Mhm.
If Jose was 9, how old would Franco be?
19.
No, that's 28. We only want to go to 18.
9.
9. If Jose was 11, how old would Franco be?
8.
11 plus 8 is 19.
No, no. 7. Sorry.
7. And then if Jose was 13, how old would Franco be?
6.
Nope. 13 plus 6
Five.
is 19.
5.
So
5.
the first thing we got to recognize is you got to know your numbers that add to 10. 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, 5 and 5. So
Okay.
when you see Jose, right, it's 7, right? And people having problems. Well, what number plus number equal 18? Well, we know 7 plus 3 is 10. And then 8, so that's 3. And then we need to go from 10 to 18. That's 8. So that's 11.
Yes.
Because if you make those small mistakes, that's where you will get it wrong. So understand what I did. I used the multiple choice, Jose is 7, 9, 11, or 13, to also do Franco's age, because I know one of the equations says Jose's age plus Franco's age equal 18. But understand what a system of equation means. It means that those values would satisfy both equations. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
So we know that these ages satisfy the second equation because that's the equation we use to get the Franco's age. So now what we're going to do is we're going to plug each of those into the first equation. Watch this. So J equal 2F minus 3. So Jose is 7 equal 2 times 11 minus 3. Can that be true? Can that be true? Yes or no? Can 7 be 2 times 11 minus 3?
No.
Why? Because 2 times 11 is what?
22.
22. It's nowhere near 7.
Mm-mm.
So if we subtract 3 from 22, we get 7 equal 19. So we don't have the same thing on both sides of the equation. So it's not the first one. So we do the same thing for the second set of values. 9 equal 2 times 9 minus 3. So notice what I did. This 7 is this J. This 11 is this F. This 9 is this J. This 9 is this F. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
So what is 2 times 9?
18.
What's 18 minus 3?
15.
15.
15. So it can't be the second one. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
Okay, now we go to the third option. Since I'm running out of room, let me erase this. Because this is the easiest way to me, is to use the multiple choice to find your answer. Right now, watch this. 11 equal 2 times 7 minus 3. So the 11 is J, the 7 is F. 11 equal was 2 times 7?
14.
14. Was 14 minus 3?
11.
11. Ding, 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 ding. Jose is 11. Franco is 7. Done that problem. Now, you could do it algebraically, but you have to understand what's given. So the first thing you had to recognize is that Jose plus Franco was equal 18. So because they gave you the different Jose's ages, 7, 9, 11, and 13, we can easily figure out what Franco would be if one of those was the answer. So 7, 11, 9 and 9, 11 and 7, and 13 and 5. So then we just plug each of those values in until we get the same thing on both sides of the equal. Most of the time on the GED exam for a system of equations, you can use the multiple choice to give you your answer. You don't have to solve it algebraically.
How?
Huh?
I mean, how do you use the answer to solve the problem?
Oh, well, you just came late, didn't you? Let me see if I can find another problem for you. Hold on.
Unfortunately, yes.
You just missed it. That's what we just did. But let me see if I can find another one for you. Hold on for 1 second.
If you want, you can just send it to me personally and keep going.
Well, it'll be on the video after we finish tonight.
Okay.
But let me see if I can find another one. Let me save this. Let me clear it. And what I'll do is, again, I'll go in Schoology because I created a bunch of them already. Let me find one specifically. Practicing additional problems. Again, remember, all these practice problems are free. They're not going to cost you anything. It's just going to take your time. That's all it's going to take is your time. System of equations. Let me try to find one fairly quickly. Again, these are all available to you for you to practice. Let's see if I can find it. That may be one. Okay, here go one right here. Here go one right here. Can I preview this question? Oops, no, I don't want to see. I don't want to change. I want to preview. How can I preview just that question? All right, I'm at to preview the whole thing and then find that one. View. Again, I got about 10 questions that should help you with system of equations. You'll probably only get one. Oh, it happened to be the first question asked. Stop playing. I love it. It happened to be the first question because my quizzes randomly, they're random. So one time you might come in and might be 1, it might be 10. So let's look at this question. You have 42 coins valued at $8.70. Some of the coins are dimes and some are quarters. Find the number of each you have. What? How do you even solve this problem? Well, this is what you do. If you look at the multiple choice, they all add up to 42 coins. 30 and 12 is 42. 25 and 17 is 42. 40 and 2 make 42. And 22 and 20 make 42. So you have a selection where both dimes and quarters add up to 42 coins. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
So now you take your calculator and instead of solving a system of equations, you use your multiple choice. So watch this. 30 times 25, because each quarter is 25 cents, correct? Plus 12 times 0.10. Let's see if we get $8.70. Well, luckily it happened to be the first one, but it randomly changes the multiple choice. But again, you can do each one of the multiple choice. So once we have that down, watch this. I can go back up. Say that wasn't the answer. I could go here and change it to option B. Listen, learn how to use this calculator. 25, 17. Look, all I'm doing is changing the numbers and going right back in. 795. I didn't get 870, so I know it's not B. You know what? Let me try C. 40 and 2. I go back in, change that 25 to 40. 40 and 2. Gotta delete that. Did I get it? No, I didn't. $10.20. So again, that's how you use the multiple choice to get your answers instead of trying to solve this by a system of equations. Because how would we solve this system of equations? Let me show you how long that would take you. How long did that take me? It took me seconds. Let's do this algebraically and see how long it would take us. So, first of all, you got to find the two equations. So, what's it? We got dimes and quarters, right? So we got dimes and quarters. So dimes plus quarters equal 42, right?
Yeah.
0.1 times D plus 0.25 times Q equal 870. That's would be our two equations that we got from this paragraph. The number of dimes plus the number of quarters equal 42 coins. 10 cent times the number of dimes plus 25 cent times the number of quarters equal 870. Already, most people would have problems trying to find the two equations that they're even going to use. But let's go to the next thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve for Q first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the equations and I'm going to solve. Remember, the purpose or what you need to do is eliminate one of the variables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract D from both sides. So I'm going to have Q is equal to 42 minus D. So if you want to get rid of one of them, that's called elimination. If you want to get one of the variables, if you want to substitute, this is substitution. So we solve for Q. We're going to take Q and we're going to plug it in right there. Watch how long this problem takes. This is why this problem is considered a difficult problem. This is why if you're trying to solve it, you're going to spend 4 to 5 minutes trying to solve it algebraically. This is why I'm telling you, if you see a system of equations, use your multiple choice to figure out your answer. Watch this. Watch how long this takes. And I'm telling you, to me, I don't even know if it's worth the time to spend 5 or 6 minutes. To me, my strategy, if I get this problem and I don't know how to use my multiple choice, if I got to solve a system of equations, what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip it, flag it for review, and come back to it. Because this is going to be a long problem. Watch this. So 0.1D plus 0.25 times 42 minus D is equal to 870. 0.1D, you got to use the distributive property. What's 42 divided by 4? Can anybody tell me? Why did I say 42 divided by 4? Anybody know? Why did it says 0.25 times 42. Why would I say 42 divided by 4? Does anybody know?
No.
Because remember I told you, fraction, decimal, percent, equivalence. You have to know them. 0.25 is the same as 1/4, which is the same as 25%. So in this case, I'm going to multiply by 1/4. Well, multiplying by 1/4 is the same as dividing by 4. So you get 10.5.
Right.
Everybody got me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, minus, I'm going to use the decimal here because my decimal, I got 0.1D here, so I'm going to use the decimal here. 0.25 D equal 870. Now, we're still going to get the same exact answers. And that's what I'm about to show you is how much longer this would take than you just using the multiple choice. So 1 minus 0.25 is 0.75 D. Oops, I'm sorry. No, it's not. What is 0.1 minus 0.25? Anybody know? Does anybody know what 0.1 minus 0.25 is? Can anybody tell me? Use your calculator.
Negative 2.4.
Not negative 2.4. Not one minus 2.5, 0.01. You did 0.25 minus 0.01. It's 0.1 minus 0.25.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 0. It's 0.15.
Right. So we're going to have negative 0.15 D plus 10.5 equal 8.70. Look how, listen, this is a problem here. This is a problem. Look how long it's taken us already. I need you to understand. Look how long this is taking us already. I need to move this up out the way. I'm gonna move all this up. Look how long this problem is taking already. So what's our next step to solve this algebraic equation?
Minus 10.5.
Minus 10.5 from both sides?
Yes.
Yes.
So again, you want to use your calculator. Don't make a mistake. What is 8.7 minus 10.5?
19.2.
Nope.
Oh,
8.7 minus 10.5.
negative 1.8.
Negative
1.8.
Mhm.
Right? In order to get D by itself, what do I need to do?
Divide.
Divide by what?
Negative
0.15.
1.
What kind of negative? What kind of 0.15?
Negative.
Negative, because remember, we want our variable to be positive. So whatever's in front of that D, that's what we need to get rid of. So since we're multiplying by negative 0.15, in order to get rid of that negative 0.15, we got to do the opposite. The opposite of multiplying is division. So we will divide by negative 0.15. Right? So now we're going to do in D on our calculator, 1.8 or negative 1.8. I'm sorry. I don't know where I left that negative off at. Negative 1.8 divided by negative 0.15.
1.2.
Well, I got a mosquito in here. So it's 12. So D is equal to 12. So if my total coins is 42 and I got 12 coins, how many quarters do I have? Isn't that the same answer we got before?
Yeah.
So listen, look how much time that took. Look how much listen. I know you were sitting there like, what is he doing? I don't even understand what he's doing. Oh my God, I'm never going to get this. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
That's what
Right.
some of you were thinking. Am I right or wrong?
You're
Right.
right.
Now, if you understand what's given, let me do this for you again. The fast and easy way. This is all the work we did to get that problem. Look at all that stuff on the calculator. Now, watch this. I'm gonna clear it all. And let's do this problem using the multiple choice. And I'm gonna start with D. I'm gonna start with the last one because we already know the answer is the first one. So if we know we got 42 coins and we know we need 870, watch this. 22 times 0.25 plus 20 dimes times 0.10. Why am I multiplying 22 times 0.25? Why am I multiplying 22 times 0.25?
Mm-hmm.
How much is a quarter worth?
25 cents.
How do you write 25 cents as a decimal?
0.25.
That's where the 0.25 came from. How much is a dime worth?
10 cents.
10 cents. That's where the 0.10 came from. Let's see if I get 870. I don't. So let me go to the next multiple choice. Instead of 22 coins, let me try 40 coins. Instead of 20 dimes, let me do 2 dimes. Did I get 870?
No.
So right away, so look what I'm doing. All I'm doing is substituting the new values into the equation.
Yeah.
So let's do 25 and 17. Now 25 and 17 is gonna mess me up a little bit because I got rid of that 0, but we'll still do it. I'll make room for it. 25 times 25 cents, 17 times 0.10. Did I get 870?
No.
No. So I got one more to go. One more multiple choice. Instead of 25, I'm gonna replace that with what? Instead of 25, I'm gonna replace that 25 with what?
0.25.
Point.
So here, this is where the 25 came from, times the 0.25. This is where the 17 came from, times 0.10. Well, I still had that. So instead of that 25, I need to try this one. So I'm changing that, I'm replacing that 25 with a 30. I'm replacing that 17 with the what?
12.
12. Press enter. Do I get 870?
Yep.
The good answer. Now, did it still take about a minute, minute and a half? Yes. But it was much faster than doing it algebraically. So that's
Yeah.
what, so the first thing I would say is this. You get a system of equations, something like this, if you cannot use the multiple choice, right? I would skip it and flag it for review.
Okay.
I wouldn't waste 5 to 6 minutes on this problem if you cannot use the multiple choice. Hold on, Mr. Tinsley. Don't you have enough quizzes on Schoology to get us ready to make sure we know how to do system of equations? Yes. So practice until you get it. Because system of equations is only going to be 1 or 2 at the most. So let's look at a study guide real quick. Let me tell you, so let's see. Now they're usually going to have a word problem like this as a system of equation, and then they're going to have an explicit system of equations where they give you the equations. Okay, this is a system of equations right here. How you solve this is not with substitution, it's by elimination, where you want to remove or get rid of one of the variables. But watch this. You should know that 3y and minus 3y are opposites.
Cancel.
They already cancel each other out. 4x and 4x make 8x equal 8 minus 16 is minus 8. Divide both sides by 8. You get x equal -1. I'm done. Nice, easy problem. So they are either going to give you a system of equations where they both cancel each other out, as you see here, or they might give you a system of equations where they are the same, where you have to multiply one of the equations by -1. Or they're going to give you a word problem where you can use the answers as your guide to finish the problem. Let me see if I can find one. Hold on, let me pause it for a second. Let me pause. I got to do all that over, sorry. So I'm sorry. We got all right. So let's look at this problem. Just as exchanging dollars for rolls of quarters and rolls of dimes at a bank. Each roll of quarter has a value of $10 and each roll of dimes has a value of $5. He exchanges $90 and receives 11 rolls of coins. How many of each type of rolls of coins did he receive? What's important in this little paragraph? What is important in this paragraph?
$90 and $11, the rolls.
So he exchanges $90 and 11 rolls of coins. That's important. What else?
The 4 rows of $10 each.
Each roll of quarters is worth $10. Each roll of dimes is $5. So what I'm telling you to do, I'm sorry, this mosquito is bothering me. I'm sorry. What I'm asking you to do, instead of doing a system of equations, now I'm not saying I don't want you to learn system of equations, but what I'm telling you is this type of problem, if you try to solve it algebraically, it's going to take you anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to solve this problem. So instead of doing that, we're going to use the multiple choice. So if I'm looking at A and I have 4 rolls of quarters, how much would 4 rolls of quarters be worth?
$40.
How did you get 40?
10 because
10
the
times
rolls
4.
is $10.
10 times 4 is 40. How much are 7 rolls of dimes worth?
35
35,
35. How did you get 35?
because the
7
roll
times
is
5.
Right. So 7 times 5 is 35. And if you add both of them up, what do you get? If you add both of them up, what do you get?
75.
75. But what do we need to have?
90.
So we know it's not A. So we go to B. What's 7 rolls of quarters worth?
$70.
$70. How much is 4 rolls of dimes worth?
$40. I mean 20.
$20. What's 70 plus 20?
90.
90. Do I have 11 rolls and am I worth,
Yes.
is it worth $90? I'm done.
Yes.
That's simple. That easy. Quickly, you done. And guess what? If you do that problem and you get it correct, how are you feeling when you get that right?
Good.
You're feeling good because this is a problem since you've been practicing that took you 5 to 10 minutes and you had to pull out your hair. Now I just showed you a way by using the multiple choice in less than a minute, you're done. Yes, system of equations is no joke. So listen to my advice to you. If you don't know how to use the multiple choice to get your answer, skip it and flag it for the review. Don't waste 5 to 10 minutes on one problem. Finish the exam first, then come back to that difficult problem. The most important thing I want you to do is finish the exam. Listen, I can't repeat myself enough. Easy, medium, hard. These are the 3 levels of questions on the GED. If you have 40 questions, that means you got 13, 13, and 13. I know that adds to 39. So one of the other questions will be one of those areas. That's 39 questions. If you just do the easy and medium questions and get those right, you got 26. How many do you need to pass? Mr. Tinsey, I don't know how much you need to pass. Well, I'm about to show you how much you need to pass. Watch. So there's 40 questions. You need a 58%. So what just happened here? Wow. 40 questions times 0.58. How many questions do I need to get right? How many questions do I need to get right to pass this test for 58%?
23.
23. If I answer just the easy and medium ones correct, if I just answer the easy and medium ones correctly, how many should I get?
26.
Do I pass?
Absolutely.
Stop playing. I'm going to give you the strategy. I'm going to give you the concepts. All you have to do, come to these Monday sessions and practice, practice, practice. Now, last week I had 44 quizzes to mark. I want even more. Last week it was 18 people in class. Today is, I can't tell, 3, 6, 8, 9 people. If everyone that's in this class started practicing on the concepts that we going over, going to Schoology. Now, let me ask you a question. How much Schoology cost you?
Nothing.
Hold on. It didn't cost you anything?
No.
So not only can you practice, I got 10 practice GEDs. And how much they cost you?
Free.
All I need from you is your time and effort. That's all I need, and you're gonna pass this exam. I'm telling you. I created a quiz system of equations inside of Schoology. If there's no subject besides inequalities, now I did make one. I think I finally made one for inequalities. So every concept area, you look at your practice test, look at the areas that you're having problems with, and you go to that area and you practice. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you. I'm gonna scoop this over here. Courses, maximize GED. This is the beauty of it. This is the beauty of this free course. No matter when you get your practice test, your GED ready, or you take your practice test, you got a pre-algebra pre-test. Do I know the concepts before I GED material? I got practice GED exams. How many do I have? Look all of them. Oh, 10. The feedback ones are going to give you the answers if you get it wrong. It's going to explain to you how to do it. These are similar to actual tests. So I got half exams and I have full exams. Okay, you know what? I look on my practice test: square, square roots, cube, and cube roots. Square, square roots, cube, and cube roots. I had problems with radicals. They go radicals. I didn't get Pythagorean theorem. They go Pythagorean theorem. Oh, Mr. Tinsley, I don't know how to do it. Listen, what your job is to find out what you don't know. Once you find out what you don't know, your job is to know it. So here, I set up a free program that you can use as much as you want at no cost. You just got to pick the time and effort. And I'm telling you, I'm going to help you pass the exam. And it's not, listen, if you notice, when I'm on in these sessions, I don't have a doubt whether you're going to pass. I don't have a doubt, because I know if you put the hard work and effort in there, you're going to pass. I already know. Why? Because for the last 7 years, this is what I've been doing, helping people pass this exam. Everything you need: fraction, decimal percent, ratio and proportions, linear equations, post-test, order of operations, area and perimeter, scientific notation, probability, mean, mode, median, exponents, Pythagorean theorem, find distance between 2 points, tables and charts, circles, algebraic expressions, algebraic equations, inequalities, quadratic equations, system of equations. Got everything for you. All you need to do is put the hard work in. So this is what I've seen too. People jump into an exam or a quiz. No, you don't jump into a quiz unless you think you know that concept. Don't start the quiz. Now, you could take a pre-test. So remember how I set it up. Remember how I set School G up. Each section has a pre-test. So under math lessons, you can take a pre-test no matter what's. So if I go over linear equations, boom, there's a pre-test to see what you know and what you don't know. If you score 80 or above on a pre-test, go to the next section. But if you don't, look, I got a textbook lessons that teaches you everything right here. It doesn't matter what it is about linear equations. You can use your practice test to say, okay, I'm having problems finding the slope between 2 points, right? Everything is here. Everything is right here. Parallel and perpendicular line, standard form, graph using slope, slope-intercept form, writing the slope using the form, the coordinate plane. Everything you need is right here. These are the textbook lessons. So if you don't know how to do it, they'll teach you. It'll show you how to do it. For example, this mosquito is getting on my nerves. Finally got it. So say, for example, you want to do a slope of a graph line. If you get this notice, don't worry about it. Just hit continue. Just hit continue. It'll open up a section that will teach you how to do it. Now, I think you should use my videos to learn how to do everything, but you don't have to. You can use an online textbook right here, and it'll walk you through how to do everything. Your definitions, rise and run. Look at that. Examples. And then at the end, video. And then practice. Then over here, you got additional practice right here. There's nothing. This is why I recommend to each person, if you've taken the test or you've taken a practice test, use that as your prescription. If you use that as your prescription, you can then identify what you know and you don't know. And you work on that until you get it. Then you move on to the next section. So this is why some people have questions during this session and some others don't. Because they've been working hard and say, wow. Because right now, Bridget, you probably sitting there like, wow, now I got it. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, you're right. You're right.
So again, all right. So let me go back to my blank page. What's next? Anybody? Next question. What's the next question? Who got another question for me? So we did system of equations. That took a lot of time though. But hopefully you looked at it and said, so you should have two things coming out of tonight for a system of equations. If it's too tough, too hard, I'm gonna flag it for review and I'm gonna skip it. Or I'm gonna use my multiple choice to try to find my answers. And, oh, I have a place where I can practice to whether I know it or not. I had somebody doing Khan Academy. They all worked up. They want to see if I can get them right. What's next? Anybody else have any other questions? Juan, I know you got questions for me because you've been testing all week.
Mhm.
You got a question for me? Can you hear me, Juan?
I can now.
Okay.
Yes, one of the questions that I missed probably is the perpendicular. I just guessed it, and I forgot what else that I missed, but 1 point.
Okay. Oh, you only missed by 1 point in the perpendicular.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to
Because I scored 144, and I only needed 1 point to pass.
listen. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna use your practice test, like I said. Did you send your
Yes.
practice test to me?
I will, yeah.
Send your practice test to me. Once you send your practice test, I want you to use Schoology to practice on the areas of linear equations that'll get you over. Because if you only miss by 1 point, I will go over linear equations. You schedule your one-on-one with me, and you probably can take it like next week if you miss by 1 point. Like,
Yeah.
seriously. Watch this. So I'm gonna show you perpendicular, right?
Yes.
All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna use Schoology. Let me use Schoology because I made a whole bunch of quizzes in Schoology for parallel and perpendicular lines. So I just made a whole bunch of new ones. I think I just created it last week. So again, oops, I didn't mean to go to math lessons. So again, Juan said I need some help with finding the equation of parallel and perpendicular lines. So go to practice test and additional practice problems.
Mm-hmm.
Finding an equation of a line is linear equations. So I'm gonna go into linear equations. And you have several different things. These are all concepts you have to know in your exam. But right here, I just added a new one, parallel and perpendicular lines. So he wants to find the slope of the perpendicular line. So let's look at the questions. Let me preview it. And let's try to find one that asks for the equation of a perpendicular line. So we can make sure we understand. So I'm gonna do, stop playing. Look at the first problem. I love it. Look at the first problem. Find the equation of a line passing through the given point and perpendicular to the given equation. Write your answer in slope-intercept form. It's passing through 5, 4, and is perpendicular to minus 5x plus 8. Can anybody tell me how to start this problem?
Yeah, it's y equals -1, 5 plus 2, I think.
Well, I didn't say give me the answer. I said, how do you start this problem?
Oh, that's -5x. I'm sorry, that's wrong. Yeah. Oh, how you start that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, by doing y plus ms. ms plus b.
Okay.
And you just fill in. So your -5x is your slope.
My slope is -5x.
Yes.
My slope is -5x.
-5.
-5.
Yeah.
So the first thing you're going to do is understand that this slope-intercept form. This is slope-intercept form.
Mhm.
Once you identify slope-intercept form, which is y equal mx plus b, you can identify the slope. So whatever's in front of that x is your slope. So this equation line, your slope is -5.
Right.
Does everybody understand that? Hold on, Mr. Tinsley. It can't be that easy. It can't be that easy. So you're telling me the slope is -5. Right. That's all you're looking at. So you identify this as slope-intercept form. Whatever's in front of the x is your slope. So your slope is -5. So that's the slope of this line. They want to find the slope of the what?
Perpendicular.
Perpendicular.
How do you find the slope of the perpendicular line. If the slope of this line is -5, how do you find the slope of the perpendicular line? Can
It's the
anybody tell me?
opposite. It's the opposite.
Not, I wouldn't say it's the opposite. Can anybody tell me how to find the slope of a perpendicular line?
How you find it?
Okay,
You
so
just change. Yeah, you change and flip. Flip the
So
sign.
what I
and flip
want
it.
you doing every time you do a problem, and then ask for the equation of a perpendicular line, you want to find the slope of the line they give you first. So we found the slope of the line they gave us, which was -5. Now we want to find the slope of the perpendicular. So 5, the slope of -5 is the same as -5/1. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so instead of negative, I'm gonna change it to what?
Positive.
Instead of being 5/1, I'm gonna change that to what?
1/5.
1/5. So the slope of the line of a line that's perpendicular is going to have a slope of 1/5. What is the only option that has a slope of 1/5 in this multiple choice?
B.
B.
The second
That
one.
is 1. That's it. That's it. Now, let's go to another example where all the slopes are the same. Let's find an example where all the slopes are the same. So let me just revisit real quick. So they gave you a point. They gave you an equation. First thing you do, find the equation of that line. Find the slope of that line. The slope of that line was -5. What you have to know is parallel lines have the same slope. Perpendicular lines have the negative
What's
inverse.
up, Mike?
Since they're asking for the perpendicular, we change the sign and flip. So we change
You didn't
negative
find the
to
tag
positive
job yet?
and flip 5/1 to 1/5. So we know that the equation of a perpendicular line must start with y equal 1/5 x. But say, for example, all of them had 1/5 x, and we want the exact equation. So then what we have to do is, in this, I looked at practice tests all day today. I looked at 9 different practice tests or real tests today from people who sent me their scores. Almost every single person got incorrect. If they give you the point and a slope, how do you find the equation of the line? So not only am I going to show you how to find the slope of a parallel line, how to find the slope of a perpendicular line, what I also I'm going to show you is how to find the equation given a point and a slope. Watch this. So I'm gonna change colors. Again, I'm gonna start with my slope intercept form. They gave me a point. That's my X and my Y. I know the slope of the perpendicular line. That's my M. Y is what? So I'm going to substitute in this equation. What's my
4.
Y?
4.
4. I got that from my point. Equal 1/5. That's my slope times X. What's my X?
4. 5.
5. I'm gonna make it to an improper fraction since I'm multiplying. Plus B. Watch this. What happens to my 2 5s?
You got to multiply it.
Well, you can. What's 1 times 5?
Oh, 5.
5. And what's 5 times 1?
5. 1.
And what's 5 divided by 5? 1. So,
1.
so what I was saying, those 5s cancel. You got 4 equal 1 plus B. Subtract 1 from both sides. I'm running out of room here. You get 3 is equal to B. So now I have my slope, which was 1/5. I have my y-intercept, which is 3. So my equation of the line is going to be y equal 1/5 x plus 3, which is B.
Yeah.
The way I did it the first time was much faster. Why? Because as I looked at the multiple choice, I realized only one equation had the slope of 1/5. You understand that one?
Yes, sir.
you're gonna get that right on your exam because you're gonna go through this video and be like, whoa. Let's see if we can find another one. Hold on. Let me see if I can find another one. And again, these are all practice. This is all practice. Here we go. Find the equation of a line passing through the given point and parallel to the given equation. Write your answer in slope-intercept form. So first of all, you always identify your givens. That's my X. That's my Y. This is slope-intercept form. Because this is slope-intercept form, what's my slope?
2.
2. What's my Y-intercept?
4.
What's my
I'm sorry, not minus -2.
-2. So if my slope of this line is 2, what's the slope of any line that's parallel to this line?
2x.
Okay, you keep saying that X. That's gonna be, you better stop that.
Oh, 2.
2. That don't let that X be your downfall. Stop playing. The slope is a number, not a variable.
Okay.
So if my slope of this line is 2, the slope of any line that's parallel to that line is also 2. Why? Because parallel lines have the
It's
same
equal.
slope. Understand that?
Yes,
So now let's look at the multiple choice.
it's 3.
All of these have a slope of 2. Every single one of these multiple choice, the slope is 2. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
Yep.
So you can't just say A, B, C, or D right now. You have to plug it in to Y equal MX plus B. You have your point. You have your slope of the parallel line. What's Y?
Y is -4.
Okay. What's my slope?
2.
2.
I'm gonna multiply that by X. What's X?
1, I guess.
Nope. What's X?
Oh, I'm sorry, 5.
5 plus B. Your X and Y is coming from the point that they gave you. So I get -4 equal 10 plus B. How do I get B by itself? What do I need to do?
You need to add 10 to both sides.
You need to add 10 to both sides, you sure?
Divide it.
So I got -4 equal 10 plus B. -4 equal 10 plus B. If I want to get B by itself, what do I need to get rid of?
We subtract 4 on
Ho. Don't jump ahead. -4 equal 10 plus B. If I'm trying to get B by itself, what term do I need to get rid of?
The 10, right? You need
The
to do
10.
yeah.
How do I get rid of that 10?
You subtract it by 4.
Minus 10.
Yeah, subtract 10.
Minus 10. So remember,
-10.
one-step and two-step algebraic equations have a method. My B is on the right side. The variable that I'm trying to get by itself is on the right side. I'm not even looking at that -4. I'm looking at everything on the right side. So I have a 10, a positive 10, and a B. If I want to get B by itself, I need to get rid of that positive 10. Well, what's the opposite of positive 10?
-10.
Whatever I do on one side,
do on the other side.
I do on the other. The 10s cancel. I bring down my B. I bring down my equal. What's -4 minus 10?
4 minus 14.
-14. So listen, look what we have now. The y-intercept is -14. The slope is 2. What's my equation of the line?
Y equals 2x minus 14.
Stop playing.
Now, you know what I would have did? I would have looked at this question right there, and I would have picked y equals 2x minus 2.
Okay, well, now you know how to do it from start to finish. So what you're going to do is this. Before you even look at any other problem, the two problems that we just did, perpendicular and parallel, you do those problems till you got them right. You understand every single step. Then move on and say, you know what? Let me practice some more. But the first thing you have to remember that you have to know, parallel lines have the same slope. To find the slope of the perpendicular, you take the negative inverse. change the sign, flip it. So go in that ebook, in that section, I got a whole section that gives you slope, and you got to find a parallel and perpendicular. I got a section that gives you the equation. You got to find the slope of the parallel and the perpendicular. You practice till you know it. We don't want you trying to remember, oh my God, how do you do that? And what was that? I want you to practice till you know it. So when you see this problem, when they give you this problem on the exam, it's easy money. Now, guess what though? Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Boom. How would we do that problem? What is the slope of the line that's perpendicular to 5x minus 2y equal 1? How would we do that problem?
The first one.
But no, don't just give me an answer. I didn't say what the answer was. I said, how do we do this problem?
Oh, by doing -5/2.
Okay. First of all, identify what type of linear equation. What type of linear equation is this?
It's standard form.
Standard form. This is how you have to walk through these problems. First of all, the linear equations. Standard form, slope, intercept. First, identify what form it is. What form is standard form? AX plus BY equals C. You keep saying it, you keep writing it, you keep doing it. Because what's happening is people are watching the videos and they're understanding it. But then when they go take the exam themselves, they convolute all these concepts on this exam, and then people just get frustrated and get nervous and get anxious and forget everything. So why? This is where you put the hard work in. When you see that linear equation, identify it. Is it standard form? Is it slope intercept form? It's standard form. AX plus BY equals C. What's A?
5.
5.
Minus
What's B?
5. B is 2.
A is what?
A is 5.
A is 5. B is what?
2.
B is what?
-2.
-2. C is what?
-2. 1.
1. It's not hard. All you're doing is identifying the coefficients. 5 minus 2, 1. That's it. A, B, C. The next thing, how do you find the slope from standard form? What easy way have I showed you in the book and showed you during this class? What's the easiest way to find a slope from standard form? Does anybody know?
Negative A over B.
Negative A over B. Okay, so if A is 5, what's negative A?
-5.
B is what?
-2.
Okay, so what's two negatives make a what?
Positive. 5 over 2.
So the slope of this line is 5/2. But that's not what they want to know. They want to know the what?
Perpendicular.
Perpendicular. So if I know the slope is 5/2, what's the slope of the perpendicular?
2 over 5.
Nope.
Negative.
Negative what?
2 over 5.
2 over 5.
There you go. Change the sign and flip. Positive, so it's negative. 5 over 2, 2/5. The slope of the perpendicular, -2/5. So now, Juan, you're going to go home and practice on parallel, find an equation. First of all, you're going to go on the ebook and go into parallel and perpendicular, see how you do it on the calculator also. Because I'll show you how to do this on the calculator also. But this is how you do it by hand.
Yeah.
So first, do it by hand, learn how to use the calculator, practice about 10 to 15 problems, then you got it. And then you're going to do the same thing on every single thing on your practice test. Because I looked at 8 or 9 different either practice tests or real tests. Everybody had problems with linear equations. Coordinate plane, find a slope from a table equation or graph, find a slope of a perpendicular parallel line, find an equation of a parallel and perpendicular line. What's the other one? Oh, find a slope from 2 points, find an equation from 2 points, find a slope from a table, find the equation of a line from a table. I'll show you how to all do it in the ebook. So if that's what your practice test is telling you, if you miss 4 or 5 questions in that area, that means you need to focus on that area until you got it.
Yes.
Got me?
Yes, sir.
Listen, it's going to be a whole lot of people that's going to be passing soon. And I want you to be one of them. Hold on, Mr. Tenzi, who you talking to? I'm talking to everybody, every single person on this call. Of all the quizzes I've seen this week, I think I graded over 40 quizzes this week. That means a whole lot of people are serious about passing this test. If you haven't been online and doing practice in Schoology, do you really want it? You got to ask yourself, anything worth having takes sacrifice. If you're not willing to sacrifice, if you're not willing to say, oh my God, I don't know this. Oh my God, I'm scared. If you're not willing to go through that, you don't want to pass this exam. Because nothing in life worth having is easy. Nothing. And if it is too easy, guess what? You better watch out. Continue to put that work in. So if you haven't been on Schoology, taking and practicing, make that one of your goals this week. So you don't have to be 2 hours. Say, you know what? Let me make sure I understand square roots, cube, and cube roots. Let me make sure I know how to put decimals in order. Let me make sure you can start small, 5 to 10 minutes a day. But as you build up, what you're going to realize is Mr. Tenzi's going to help me through this. He's going to make this seem easy. He's going to make this seem less difficult. Oh my God, I think I can pass. And then what happens is that self-talk, that positive reinforcement that you're doing to yourself is going to impregnate it in every part of your life. You're going to go from, man, I can do math. Man, I can get a promotion. Man, I can get a new job. Man, watch what happens. I'm telling you. It's more than about math and passing the GED exam. This is about making better people. Making better. Ooh. Both my sons didn't text me. I'm sorry. But anyway, listen. Each one of you, keep working hard. I've marked so many quizzes this week. If you weren't one of those quizzes, make it one of your goals this week to log into Schoology and start practicing. Remember, I start all the way from whole numbers. You can start from the beginning. And don't assume you know it. Don't assume you know it. Take the quiz. If you score 80 or above, move to the next section. Scored 80 above, move to the next section. If you don't score 80 or above, that means you don't understand that section. So we're going to work in that section a little harder. I promise you, you will pass. If you give me the hard work and dedication, I'll give you my time. I'll make sure you pass. All right?
Yes, sir.
Any questions before we leave this evening?
No, sir.
I love it. I love you guys. Thank you for joining in. Work hard, continue, and appreciate each day, because each day is not is not granted or promised. So appreciate each day. When you wake up, smile, enjoy that day, and give 100% of yourself to everything that you're committed to, whether it's family, your job, your studying. Give 100%. And on that note, have a good night.
Thank you,
you so
Mr.
much.
Slim.
You're welcome. Make
Good night.
Juan, make sure you send me that practice test.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.